Good morning. Hope you're well. Um, One of the questions I quite often get, whether it's from an individual or actually sometimes it's from a manager that wants to sort of help them spot it, is what does burnout feel like? And it's like, and then for the manager, it's like, how do you spot it? And it's really tricky because burnout kind of feels like you're lazy, but it's not lazy because if you're lazy, and you're always kind of lazy. Like burnout, you kind of can't get the motivation to do anything. You don't want to do anything, but then deep down, you know you want to do something, which sounds crazy. But so basically, new project starts, and normally you're like, yes, let's get going. Right, we need to gather all the information. We need to get a kickoff meeting. We need to do this. We need to do this. Like you're in like high operating mode, but then suddenly you'll just be like totally flat. It's like I can't be bothered. It's not going to work. Loads of negative self talk. And just like you'll start doing all these menial tasks, you kind of will forget what sort of things you have to do because you get brain fog, and you just kind of really shut down. And that was the bit that I always found, like I'd go missing for a week, and I tended to do it at the end of a project. So project went live, and I'd like ghost people, so cancel loads of one-to-ones. I'd like try and get out of management meetings, wouldn't really socialize because I just wanted like quiet, not do anything, barely processing emails and stuff like that, just because I was just like ticking through the day. And then I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why can't you need to do stuff? So that was the difference. It's like I knew I needed to do it, and I knew I had the capability of doing it. And sometimes I would have this like high productive like flying. And I think that was the way that I sort of spotted it. And I think other people talk about this. It's like this sine wave, right? So if you're lazy, you're like this. If you're highly productive, you're like this. If you're productive but struggling with burnout, you'll do this. So basically, it's like your body having to take rest periods as though you're at the gym. It's like, or your mind is. It's like, yes, you can run hard, you can do all this stuff, but I'm stopping you. Right, you're gonna rest now. And it just forces you into this sort of like exhaustion, confusion, not do anything, and then you'll just get this grab of momentum again, and you'll be off. But it's almost like the running on adrenaline sort of perspective that you're kind of up for a while, but there's going to be another crash. So yeah, that's something to sort of keep aware of for yourself. If you're a leader, manager, they're the things to start spotting. It's like, have you got these high performers that are suddenly like off the grid, or productivity massively drops in these waves, or maybe it's just they just completely bottom off entirely. Like they're not a lazy person because they've got a history of high performing, and you just need to have a conversation. Like, where are they struggling? How can you help them? What are the things they need to do? Because yeah, it might not be burnout. It might be other things going on in their life. It might be that they've reached a point in their career that they're starting to struggle because successful people get promoted. Sometimes you get promoted to a point where you suddenly feel uncomfortable and everything's sort of new and different. So it's important just to have that conversation and then see how you can support them, whether that's supporting their personal life, whether it's supporting them with like training, time, mentorship, whatever it needs to be. But have the conversations. And if it's you that's struggling, have a conversation. Reach out to someone that you trust. Reach out to your GP if you're in the UK and things like that. There's kind of services around, or just reading a book around it. I think getting some clarity on what you're struggling with is always beneficial. So, yeah, a bit thought provoking, hopefully today. But yeah, have a good day. If you ever want to talk about it, ping me a message, and yeah, keep safe.